Going to the movies at the age of 12, 13. Going to the cinema to watch Hollywood films. I would go and watch a movie, and when I returned home, I would go and stand in front of the mirror and start repeating some of the lines I heard. I would start trying to speak like the people I watched. I didn't know that unconsciously I was teaching myself. Much later, when I became an actor and I became an acting coach, that became one of the first things I told my students, or those who participated in those master classes. I've gone all the way to Rwanda to do a master class for actors as far back as 2018. One of the key things I tell them is always make use of the mirror, because you are your own best judge. If you are not getting it, you will tell yourself the truth that you're not getting it, not another person. If you are getting it, you will know that you are getting it, you will tell yourself the truth. But the mirror tells you the truth about yourself, if you're doing it right or if you're doing it wrong. Use the mirror a lot to tell yourself the truth about your performance as an actor. Use it to teach yourself how to act. Another major thing for an actor to know is improvisation. Improvisation is key in the performance of an actor. There's no script that an actor will perform without improvising. Because first of all, from the point of view of the writer, every writer has a style that he uses to do his stories, to write his script. Sometimes when you read a script, you find that you are not very comfortable with the words used by the writer. That's where improvisation comes in. You use your own words to say the same thing. A lot of words have synonyms. A lot of groups of words have their synonyms that say the same thing. But every writer must use certain words. If those words don't sit well with you, if they affect your performance, go ahead and improvise. Because one of the things that improvisation does for you is that it enables you to be very natural, to be more effective in your performance as an actor. What is improvisation? It's simply delivering your performance without preparation, on the spur of the moment. You might come across a word which says ludicrous. What is ludicrous? Maybe a writer has used the word ludicrous because he likes the sound of the word. Like when I was in secondary school, a friend of ours, Obiangu, used to like the word, he would call it pugnacious. And whenever he was coming, we would say, Mr. Pugnacious is coming. So people are used to certain ways of speaking, of delivering, their speech. If you don't find it comfortable, use something else while saying the same thing and coming out very natural. As an actor, you need skills. You need to be able to do certain things because, for example, you might be given a script where you need to drive a car and you don't know how to drive. Please say the truth and tell the producer, I don't know how to drive before you go and kill somebody. Seriously, I'm speaking from the experiences of the things we have seen on location, where people just went into a vehicle because they couldn't say the truth that they couldn't drive and damaged people's vehicles. So say the truth. If you can't swim, say the truth, oh, that you cannot swim before you go and drown. But it is very beneficial for you to learn certain skills. Singing, swimming, dancing, driving, martial arts, boxing. Let me tell you, I have discovered over the years that there is no skill you learn that will not come in useful someday. Sometime or the other, it will come in useful. I speak French. I write, I read, I direct movies in French. I've gone all the way to Guinea, Conakry, to Cameroon, to Gabon to direct movies in French. But when my father was forcing me to go through French school, I thought he was punishing me. I did primary school in English, and then I did primary school in French. So I had 2 first school leaving certificates, one in English, one in French. I went to French secondary school, I went to English secondary school. So it was later in life that I discovered that my father had foresight. I didn't know that he was passing me through, and I was the one he chose in the family to do this. Not everybody went through the same way. I was the one he chose. He said, this is what I want you to do. In the end, it became very useful to me. When I graduated, I did my youth service. Of course, that was the beginning of austerity measures in 1985. There was no job. We were going from one place to another, tendering our applications for jobs. Then I started looking inwards. I'm saying this to you people, because very soon your service year will be over and you start looking for jobs. It is because we have been trained to believe that we need to be working for other people to earn a salary. But if you recondition your mind to believe that there is something embedded in you that you can use to be useful to yourself, you will stop looking for a job and start creating one instead. And that's what I did. I started looking inwards. What is it I can do to earn money? I made C4 in fine arts in my secondary school. I made C4. One of the things I did, I discovered that I was very creative. You see these shoes I'm wearing? I made shoes. I learned how to make shoes because I discovered that I was creative. I schooled at the University of Nigeria, Enugu campus. I read estate management. I discovered that I was very creative. Then there's a very popular market like you have Use market here. There's a popular market in Enugu. How many of you know Enugu? There's a popular market in Enugu called Owete Market. I would go to Owete Market and go and sit down with a shoemaker. I would sit down with a shoemaker and and I will be studying him. That's what we're doing. That's what I was doing. I would just design some shoes. What I did was I would go to the popular Balogun market in Lagos, go to that area where they sell imported shoes, look at those shoes, design them. I will carry those designs and go to that shoemaker and I tell him, design, build this shoe for me, build this. So I will be watching him. He will make those shoes. After I had sat with him for 3 different batches of shoes, then I started finding out from him, where can I buy this? Where can I buy this? Where can I buy this? I eventually knew where to buy all the things needed to make shoes. Then I went to buy those things. A friend of mine raised some money for me. I went to buy those things. And then I raised some money. I bought an industrial sewing machine. Looking for something I could anchor my talents and gifts on. And that was the area. That was what gave me peace of mind. That was what gave me passion. That was what I had passion for. And believe me, money can be made in every area. It depends on how you apply yourself to it. For example, as I speak to you now, I have a project to direct Benin Republic. They want me to come and direct and also to star in it. I have traveled to different countries where they want me to come and act and also direct and sometimes produce. I've done it in Ghana, in Sierra Leone, in Liberia, in Cameroon, in Guinea, in South Africa, in Gabon, in Kenya, in Namibia, in Swaziland, I can't remember, in the US, in Canada, in the UK, and well, I can only say everybody has something. The problem we have is that a lot of people just go through life not discovering what they are gifted in. Because the moment you discover what is your gift and talent, build your wisdom around it. When you can build your wisdom around it, distinguish yourself, become a reference point in that area. Michael Jackson's works are still selling till today. He has been dead since 2009. That's about 15 years now that his works are still selling till today. Because that was something he had in mind. If you watched Michael Jackson when he was training, for a video, for a music video, for a song, you will discover that God created him for what he was doing. So discover that thing that God created you for. Discover that thing that God created you for and focus on it. Build your wisdom around it and you will see God creating opportunities for you everywhere you go.